Welcome everyone to the Sideline Report. This is a special edition of the Sideline Report. I'm Marvin Jackson and I am here with tennis coach Rozzell Lightfoot and also tennis star Alana Smith and her mom Alena Neves. And Alena is a Sideline Report veteran. She's been on here with us as an analyst before, but today we're talking tennis.
Yes.
And Alana is one of the top tennis players in the ITF Juniors and ranked 100. And Alana, talk about this experience playing tennis. A lot of young people in this area don't play tennis. They play basketball, football, and all that, but you're playing tennis. Talk about it.
Yeah, well, I used to play like 3-4 other sports when I was younger.
Okay.
I used to play baseball, basketball, tennis, and I mean, when I got older, I just eventually I had to pick which sport I wanted to play, so I picked tennis, and then just from on there, that was it.
All right, and Coach Lightfoot, talk about, she said she kind of like when she got older, but she started with you at a very young age, right?
Oh yeah, yes, they started early. Lena had gone out to California, and I saw her. She got back. She had some twins, and I was like, "Oh, you got to bring them out to tennis." She was living over near where I was doing my program, so she brought them out one day, and I looked at them. I was like, "Yeah, they got some pretty good hand-eye coordination, pretty good talent." She bring them out. So they started. They were really into baseball, but I was like, "Yeah, they didn't play baseball that long." So we eventually got them out on the court. They started off a few days a week, and then as they got older, a little bit more in the summer, and they played travel baseball until we got them to about 10 or 11. They started playing tournaments and stuff like that.
And you alluded to the fact that she has a twin brother, and he's still playing football now, right? Yeah. He's a pretty good player, too, over at McNamara, right? Yeah. So talk about that. You guys are very close. I do know that you and your brother are close, but you're never here. You're always on a tour somewhere playing. How is that? How do you guys keep in touch with each other?
Just a usual call, FaceTime calls every day, almost every day, not every day.
Snapchat.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Texting.
Yeah. So talk, Mom, about this young lady and how you keep her involved in tennis.
Well, it's been, it's just been kind of real interesting because initially when I first brought them out with Rozzell's, urging, come on, you gotta bring them out, you gotta bring them out. I was like, well, okay, I'll let them, He said, come on, you gotta bring them out, they're beasts. I was like, what does he know? I was like, whatever, what's tennis, so I was like, okay, I'll bring him out on like Saturdays. And that's really what we did for a while. And then all of a sudden he started, it grew to like maybe 3 days a week. And then I started to see, certain aspects. Then all of a sudden I started putting them in like T-ball. And when I saw them playing T-ball, because I always, I love baseball. So I put them out in like T-ball. And so I saw them actually really dominating in T-ball. So I said, wait a minute, maybe Rozzell is right. So then I did that. Then she started playing point guard basketball. She started playing all these sports. And one day, she runs into a pole, hurts her ribs, then practically breaks a finger from basketball, so Rozzell was like, hey, you gotta make a decision soon. So we made a decision and it ended up being tennis, but she really did well. They both did. And they were on a traveling baseball team. They were really,
I heard she was a really good baseball player.
They were excellent. They were really good in baseball. She was really good in baseball. So, we just kind of chose over a period of time. Rozzell, convinced me that, hey, maybe this is something that we should really pursue because it's a sport where women can make a certain amount of money that they cannot make in any other sport. And that's when I had to really kind of pay attention to really what he was telling me. And maybe this was worth checking out because she really is, she was a solid athlete. She's a true athlete. And so, you know, her and her brother are really good athletes. So that's when I really had to take a second look. And, you know, Rozzell has really developed her game and can't take anything from him. I mean, he's really done well with her. He really has.
Now, let's talk about the things that you look for, because I know you get a lot of young kids, but they don't stay in tennis. But what is it that you look for in young kids getting into tennis? Because she said that you said they're beasts, right?
Yeah.
So what is it about them? I know she's got, you know, great physical stats. I mean, she's tall, she's lean, she's strong.
Right.
Talk about other things, I guess, and also the physical attributes.
Yeah. So I've done a lot of programs working with kids, and what we've done in the past actually with tennis is, because tennis is a highly technical sport. So what we do when we go to evaluate kids, we let them play other sports. We let them do stuff that they do, some soccer, a little bit of basketball. We're looking for athletes. We're trying to take a few of those kids that are pretty good athletes and make them play tennis. So we can teach them the tennis part. You know, the athleticism is something, you know, it's hard to find out there on the tennis court. So if we get a good athlete, that's a steal from basketball, football, and the traditional sports. So we would always pretty much make them do those things, and we look for a kid that has those natural instincts also with tennis. As you get into the game, the less you've got to teach them, the better. So when a kid has a natural instinct, they sort of feel the game and, you know, have a natural feel for where the ball is going to go and stuff like that. It's really good to catch one of those kids.
So you
And she
can
has
actually
that.
see that.
Yeah, you can tell the kids that sort of feel the game and they sort of know where to move and they sort of feel where the ball is going to go. It's like a natural thing that most of the pros that you see out here, most of them had that when they were younger, a natural instinct, I call it, for the game. So the instincts are very important.
And you're with the One Ace One Foundation. And,
Yeah.
your academy is the Ace Academy. Right?
Yes, Ace Academy.
So talk a little bit about that so people will know what that's all about.
Well, I started off with other foundations in the area, Washington Tennis Foundation and another foundation over in JTCC has a foundation too. So I did that for about 14 years, and then I said, let me start my own foundation. Some of the programs were getting pretty expensive for kids who couldn't afford it, and I wanted more of those kids involved in tennis. So I started the foundation to help support kids who could not afford the regular programs, and I started focusing on the single parents, because in tennis, if you got a single parent, it's almost impossible to play. Other sports like football, most of the top athletes coming from the single parent families. So that was one of my angles, and then I do some stuff with the foster kids also. And we try to use the kids that have gone through the programs to mentor the kids that are in the program. So that's what that One Ace One is on, that one-on-one mentoring is what the program is all about. And the academy is basically, you know, a program of kids, anyone could come, you know, any kid, and we try to develop those kids, but we really try to focus on helping the kids who need help through the foundation and donations that come in through
How do
that
people
avenue.
find out about it?
Well, a lot of it is through players' results.
okay.
Yeah, you know, they go out and you get a kid that's a top kid in the area, and other kids hear about it, and they come, and word of mouth, there's a lot of it, and you know, basically being around from this area, I've been doing it since 1990. So a lot of people pretty much know my reputation in the area for developing players. So we've developed quite a few players, and probably over 50 million in scholarships since 1990. Kids coming out of college and private high school scholarships. So it's been pretty successful.
And where are you located?
I'm located actually here in Upper Marlboro. So we do a lot of stuff here in Upper Marlboro. We use a lot of different locations. We got homeschool programs for young kids. We have a tryout every year in the summer and springs. And we start them off with just young kids that don't even know they're going to be tennis players. We make it fun for them. They participate once, twice a week. And then as the ones that really want to get into it, we do more with them. So it's pretty much a fun program, fun approach for the kids, and then we make it more serious as they get into it.
All right. Well, we're going to talk a little more about the academy and, of course, about Alana. She has so much to share with us about playing tennis in the ITF. So we're going to be right back in a moment. Don't go away.